ground,
ground,
background,
background,
cliff walls,
cliff walls,
fountain,
fountain,
dock,
dock,
pier,
pier,
port,
post,
pasture,
pasture,
empty,
empty,
sailboat,
sailboat,
be floating down the
be
river,
floating down the river,
be casting
be
shadows,
casting shadows,
be suspended over
be
a stream,
suspended over a stream,
have been left on the sand,
have been left on the
be being
stream,
gathered into a pile,
be being gathered into
be
a
securing a
pile,
boat to the docks.
be
There are
securing
buildings
a
on the hill.
There are buildings on the
The
hill.
parkway is
The
walled by
parkway
boards.
is walled
The railing runs
by
above the
road.
top
The
of the
railing
curved wall.
runs above the current
Railings
wall.
surround the top deck. Waves are crashing against the rocks. Ground,
Ground,
background,
background,
cliff walls,
cliff walls,
fountain,
fountain,
dock,
dock,
pier,
pier,
port,
port,
pasture,
pasture,
empty,
empty,
sailboat,
sailboat,
be floating down the
be
river,
floating down the river,
be casting
be
shadows,
casting shadows,
be suspended
be
over a
suspended
stream,
over the stream,
have been left on the
have been
sand,
left on the sand,
be being
be
gathered
being
into a
gathered
pile,
into a pile,
be securing a boat
be
to the
securing
dock.
a boat to the dock.
There are buildings on the hill.
There are buildings on the hill.
The parkway is
The
walled by
parkway
boards.
is walled by
The
roads.
railing runs above the top
The
of the curved
railing
wall.
runs above the top of
Railings surround
the
the top deck.
railings surround the top
Waves are
deck.
crashing against the
Waves
rocks.
are casting against the rocks.
Ground,
Ground,
background,
background,
cliff walls,
cliff walls,
fountain,
fountain,
dock,
dock,
pier,
pier,
port,
port,
pasture,
pasture,
empty,
empty,
sailboat,
sailboat,
be floating down
be
the river,
floating down the
be
river,
casting
be
shadows,
casting shadows,
be suspended over a stream,
be suspended over
have
the
been left
stream,
on the
have been
sand,
left on the stand,
be being
be
gathered
being
into a
gathered
pile,
into a pile,
be securing
be
a boat to the
securing a
dock.
boat to the dock.
There are buildings on the hill.
There are buildings on the
The
hill.
parkway is walled
The
by
parkway
boards.
is walled by
The
boards.
railing runs
The
above the
railing
top of the
runs
curved
above the
wall.
top of the
Railings
curved
surround
wall.
the top deck.
Railings surround the top
Waves are
deck.
crashing against the
Waves
rocks.
are crashing against the rocks. Rocks.
Ground,
Ground.
background,
Background.
cliff walls,
Cliff walls.
fountain,
Fountain.
dock,
Dock.
pier,
Pier.
port,
Port.
pasture,
Pasture.
empty,
Empty.
sailboat,
Sailboat.
be floating down the
Be
river,
floating down the river.
be casting
Be
shadows,
casting shadows.
be
Be
suspended over a stream,
suspended over the stream.
have been left
Have
on the
been left
sand,
on the stand.
be being
Be
gathered
being
into a
gathered
pile,
into a pile.
be securing
Be
a boat to
securing
the
a
dock.
boat to the dock.
There are
There are
buildings on the
buildings
hill.
on the hill.
The parkway
The
is walled by
parkway is
boards.
walled by boards.
The railing runs
The
above
railing
the top
runs
of the curved
about
wall.
the top of the
Railings surround the
curved
top
wall.
deck.
Railings around the top
Waves are
deck.
crashing against the
Railings
rocks.
are crashing against the rocks.
Ground,
Round.
background,
Background.
cliff walls,
Cliff walls.
fountain,
Fountain.
dock,
Dock. Dock.
pier,
Pier. Port.
pasture,
Pasture.
empty,
Empty.
sailboat,
Sailboat.
be
Boat.
floating down the
Be
river,
floating down the river.
be casting
Be
shadows,
casting shadows.
be suspended
Be
over a
suspended
stream,
over a stream.
have been left on the
Have been
sand,
left on the stand.
be being
Be
gathered
being
into a
gathered
pile,
into the pile.
be securing
Be
a boat to
securing
the
a
dock.
boat to the dock.
There are
There
buildings
are
on the
buildings
hill.
on the hill.
The parkway
The
is walled
parkway
by
is
boards.
walled by boards.
The railing runs
The
above
railing
the top
runs
of the
about
curved
the
wall.
top of the curved
Railings
wall.
surround the top deck.
Railings around the top deck.
Waves are crashing against the
Waves
rocks.
are resting against the rocks.
Ground,
Ground.
background,
Background.
cliff walls,
Cliff wall.
fountain,
Fountain.
dock,
Dock.
pier,
Pier.
port,
Port.
pasture,
Pasture.
empty,
Empty.
sailboat,
Sailboat.
be floating down the river,
Be shooting down the
be
river.
casting
Be
shadows,
casting shadow.
be suspended over
Be
a stream,
suspended over a stream.
have been left on the
Have
sand,
been left on the
Be
shell.
being gathered
Be
into a
being
pile.
gathered into a pile.
Be securing a
Be
boat to the
securing
dock.
a boat to the
There are
dock.
buildings on the hill.
They are building on the
The
hill.
parkway is
The
walled by
parkway
boards.
is a parkway.
The railing runs above
The
the top of the curved
railing-
wall. Railings surround
Railings
the top
around
deck.
the top run.
Waves are crashing against the rocks.
Rocks.
Ground.
Ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff wall. Walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down the
Be
river.
floating down the river.
Be casting shadows.
Be casting shadow.
Be suspended over a
Be
stream.
suspended over a stream.
Have been left on the
Have
sand.
been left on the sail.
Be being gathered
Sand.
into a pile.
Be being
Be
gathered.
securing a boat to
Be
the dock.
securing a boat to
There are
the dock.
buildings on the
There are
hill.
buildings on the hill.
The parkway is
The
walled by
parkway
boards.
is
The railing runs above
It's
the
walled
top of
by
the curved
boards.
wall. Railings surround
railings
the top
around the
deck.
top deck.
Waves are crashing against the rocks. Ground.
Ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down
Be
the
floating
river.
down the river.
Be casting
Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended over
Be
a stream.
suspended over the stream.
Have been left on the
Have been
sand.
left on the
Be
sail.
being gathered into a pile.
Be being gathered.
Be securing a
Be
boat to the
securing.
dock. There are buildings on the
They are
hill.
building on the hill.
The parkway is walled
The
by
parkway
boards.
is the parkway
The railing
is
runs above the
called
top of the
the
curved
ra-
wall. Railings surround the top
surround
deck.
the top deck.
Waves are crashing against the
Waves
rocks.
are crashing against the rocks.
Ground.
Ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down
Be
the river.
floating down the river.
Be casting
Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended
Be
over a stream.
suspended over the street.
Have been left on the sand.
Have been left on the
Be being
be
gathered
being
into
gathered
a pile.
into a pile.
Be securing a
Be
boat to the
securing a
dock.
boat to the dock.
There are
Board.
buildings on the
They are
hill.
building on the whole
The
hill.
parkway is
The
walled by
parkway
boards.
is
The railing runs above the
by
top of the
boards.
curved wall. Railings surround the top
railings
deck.
around the top
Waves are
ten
crashing
stand.
against the rocks.
Top deck.
Ground.
Ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down
Be
the
floating
river.
down the river.
Be casting
Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended
Be
over a
suspended
stream.
over a stream.
Have been left
Have
on the
been
sand.
left on the stand.
Be being
Be being
gathered
gathered
into a
into a
pile.
pile.
Be
Be
securing,
securing
a
a
boat to the dock.
boat to the dock.
There are buildings
There are
on the hill.
buildings on the hill.
The parkway
The
is
parkway
walled
is
by
walled by
boards.
boards.
The
The
railing
railing
runs above the top of the
runs above the
curved
top
wall.
of the curved wall.
Railings surround the top
Wall.
deck.
Railings about
Waves are
around the
crashing
top
against the
deck.
rocks.
Waves are crashing against the
Ground.
rocks. The ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating
Be
down the river.
floating down the river.
Be casting
Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended
Be
over a stream.
suspended over a street.
Have been left on the
Have
sand.
been left
Be being
on the
gathered
stand.
into a pile. Be securing a boat to the dock. There are buildings on the hill. The parkway is walled by boards. The railing
Boards.
runs above the top of the curved wall.
Top of the
Railings
curved
surround the
wall.
top deck.
railings around the top deck.
Waves are crashing against the rocks.
Waves are catching against the rock.
Ground.
Ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
pier,
pier,
port,
port,
pasture,
pasture,
empty,
empty,
sailboat,
sailboat,
be floating
be
down the
floating
river,
down the river,
be casting
be casting
shadows,
shadows,
be
be
suspended over a
suspended
stream,
over the stream,
have been left
have
on the
been
sand,
left on the
be
stand,
being
be
gathered
being
into a
gathered
pile,
into a pile,
be
be
securing a
securing
boat
a
to the
boat
dock.
to the dock.
There are
There are
buildings on the
buildings
hill.
on the hill.
The parkway
The
is
pathway
walled by
is walled by
boards.
boards.
The
The
railing runs
railing
above the
runs
top of the
about the
curved
top to
wall.
the curved wall.
Railings surround the
Railings
top
surround the
deck.
top 10.
Waves are crashing against the
Top
rocks.
deck. Railing
Ground.
ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down
Be
the
floating
river.
down the river.
Be casting
But
shadows.
be casting
Be
shadows.
suspended over a stream. Have been left on the
Have been
sand.
left on the sand.
Be being gathered into a pile. Be securing a boat to the dock. There are
There are
buildings on the hill.
buildings on the hill.
The parkway,
The pathway
is
is
walled
walled
by
by
boards.
boards.
The railing runs
The
above
railing
the top of the curved wall.
runs about
Railings surround the top deck.
railings about the top
Waves are
deck.
crashing against the rocks.
Railings casting against the rocks.
Ground.
Ground.
Background.
Background.
Cliff walls.
Cliff walls.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down
Be
the
floating
river.
down the river.
Be casting
Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended over
Be
a stream.
suspended over a stream.
Have been left on the
Have been
sand.
left on the surf. Have been left on the stand.
Be being
Be
gathered into
being
a pile.
gathered into a
Be securing
boat.
a boat to the
Be securing a boat
dock.
to the dock.
There are buildings
There
on
are
the hill.
buildings on the hill.
The parkway is
The
walled by
pathway
boards.
is walled by boards.
The railing runs
The
above the
railing
top of the
The railing run atop of
curved wall. Above the top of the curved wall. The railing
The
runs
railing
above the top of the curved.
ran
The railing runs above the
the railing ran the
top of the curved
top of the
wall.
current wall.
Wall. Top of the curved wall. Top of the curved wall. Top
Top
of the curved wall.
wall.
Top of the curved wall.
Top of the
curved
curved
wall.
wall.
Top of the curved wall. Top of the curved wall.
Top of the curved wall.
Top of the curved wall. Railings surround the top deck.
Railings surround the top deck.
Waves are crashing against
Waves are
the
crashing.
rocks. The top deck. Waves are crashing against the rocks.
Railing
Waves are crashing against the rocks.
crashing. Railing
Waves are crashing against the rocks.
against the rocks.
Waves are crashing
Railings
against the
are
rocks.
crashing the rocks.
Background. Ground. Background.
Ground.
Cliff walls.
Background. Cliff wall.
Fountain.
Fountain.
Dock.
Dock.
Pier.
Pier.
Port.
Port.
Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down the river.
Be floating down
Be
the
casting
river. Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended over a stream. Have been left on the sand. Be being gathered into a pile. Be securing a boat to the dock. There are buildings on the hill. The parkway is walled by boards. The railing runs above the top of the curved wall. Railings surround the top deck. Waves are crashing against the rocks. Ground. Background. Cliff walls. Fountain. Dock. Pier. Port. Pasture.
Pasture.
Empty.
Empty.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Be floating down
Be
the
floating
river.
down the river.
Be casting
Be
shadows.
casting shadows.
Be suspended
Be
over a
suspended
stream.
over a stream.
Have been left
Have
on the
been
sand.
left on the sand.
Be being gathered
Be
into
being
a
gathered
pile.
into a pile.
Be securing
Be
a boat to
securing
the
a boat
dock.
to the dock.
There are buildings
They are
on the
building
hill.
on the hill.
The parkway is walled by boards. The railing runs above the top of the curved wall. Railings surround the top deck. Waves are crashing against the rocks. Ground.
Against the shore.
Background.